December 8th, 1941. Wake Island, a scrap of coral atop the mid-Pacific. For months, civilian contractors have been building an airstrip and fuel depot for a base the Navy is not yet ready to defend. A Navy radio man logs the first warning before sunrise. 36 Japanese bombers appear within the hour. They hit the airfield, the barracks, and 8 of the 12 Wildcat fighters on the ground. The garrison numbers just over 400 Marines. Major James Devereux commands the ground defense, and Commander Winfield Cunningham holds overall command of the island. There is no fleet nearby and no reinforcement promised. Because of this, every message leaving the island now carries weight far beyond its length. 3 days later, Japanese warships close in to force a landing. Coastal guns wait until the range closes to a few thousand yards. Then Devereux gives the order to fire. A destroyer takes a direct hit and sinks. It is the first Japanese warship lost in the war. Major Paul Putnam leads what remains of Marine Fighter Squadron, VI MF 211, into the sky. The last Wildcats score hits of their own before the invasion force turns back. In Honolulu, the message is read as proof that Wake can still hold. What nobody knew was how thin that hope had already worn. The Radio Shack runs day and night. Reports go out on ammunition, on casualties, on fuel for the last flyable planes. Day after day, Japanese bombers return, wearing down what little the garrison has left to lose. The defenders have no submarines, no capital ships, and only a handful of working anti-aircraft guns. Ammunition dwindles with every raid, and there is no way to resupply it. Some of the wounded are treated in a shelter dug into the coral itself. A Pan American Airways flying boat evacuates its crew and a handful of passengers just before the fighting closes in. Washington debates whether to risk a carrier task force to relieve the island. In the end, caution wins, and the ships turn back toward Hawaii. The decision still divides historians who study the battle today. By December 21st, only 2 aircraft remain able to fly. The next day, both are gone. On December 23rd, before first light, Japanese landing craft put troops ashore on several beaches at once. Marines and armed civilian volunteers fight from foxholes against tanks and naval gunfire. The radio traffic that morning strips down to what matters: enemy strength, position, and how long the line can hold. One transmission to Pearl Harbor describes the enemy as on the island in force. Within hours, Commander Cunningham decides to surrender rather than lose the remaining men outright. The radio man sends the last operational message before the set is destroyed. Isolated pockets keep fighting a while longer, but organized resistance ends that same day. For 16 days, 450 Marines, sailors, and airmen held off a Japanese invasion force many times their size. That resistance bought time the rest of the Pacific Fleet badly needed. Nearly 450 military personnel are taken prisoner. More than 1,000 civilian contractors go into captivity beside them. Some are shipped to camps in Japan, others to occupied China. In October 1943, a small group of the captured civilians is executed on the island itself. The act is uncovered only after the war ends. For the men who kept transmitting through 16 days of siege, no ceremony was waiting. Only years of captivity for those who survived it. Within weeks, newspapers turned Wake Island into a symbol of defiance against impossible odds. One line, attributed to the garrison early on, spread faster than the facts could catch it. A defiant request for reinforcements, phrased boldly enough that headline writers made it legend. In the years after the war, the phrase becomes shorthand for American resolve in the darkest days of December 1941. Historians still debate whether the line was ever sent or invented afterward to fit the mood of a nation newly at war. The radio logs that could settle it were destroyed in the final hours of the battle. What survives instead is the timeline itself. The bombers, the sunken destroyer, the vanishing aircraft, and the final message marked critical. The garrison held 82 hours longer than Washington ever expected. The rest of the story burned with the equipment before the enemy reached the door. The last transmission was never recovered,